So AMN, physiotherapy and exercise. And that's us. Keep calm and physios here. Our goal working with you is to try and give you the best possible quality of life. We want to try and keep you active in the environment that you've got, and to help you get the help that you need, and then most importantly, assessing your symptoms early so you can get something done about them and minimise any complications. AMN is a form of X-linked leukodystrophy. It's a disorder which results in the accumulation of very long fatty acids and tissues throughout the body. Most severely affected tissues are the myelin and the central nervous system and the adrenal cortex. AMN patients generally have spinal cord dysfunction and impaired nerve conduction, which leads to initial symptoms, including difficulty in walking and the changing walking pattern. Average age at which symptoms first starts 28 until second appear anywhere from 70. There's no cure, however, management of relapses and symptoms is evolving and changing over time. It can be broken down into two general clinical forms. One was cerebral involvement, which is the spine and brain and cord. The second is just with cerebral involvement, so just the spinal cord is affected in the brain. And approximately 54% of patients have got normal brain function, and 46% brain involvement of varying degrees. And this can be assessed by MRI scans, which shows images of the brain and the damage of hair. We speed it there. You'll hear me, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. So myelin in the central nervous system. Myelin is an electrically insulated material that forms a layer called myelin sheath around the nerve fibre, and it conducts electrical impulses. It's essential for the proper functioning of the nervous system, and it looks like a string of sausages. And the main purpose of it is to increase the speed at which the impulses, the nerve impulses, travel along the fibre. It's like your cable and electricity wire. It makes all your impulses faster, quicker and stronger. So the central nervous system, as part of the nervous system, it consists of the brain and the spinal cord. The central nervous system is so called because it integrates information from and coordinates and influences the activity of all parts of your body. It's central, so a bit of peripheral systems a bit away from the spine. So symptoms that you can have is difficulty in your walking and a change in your walking pattern. This is the most common problem. Spastic pancreases, find you have a gradual weakness and stiffening of the legs. And AMN is specific to the lower legs generally. You can get ataxia, which is loss of the ability to coordinate muscle movements or balance problems. Hypertonia, so that's too much tone. Excessive muscle tone leading to stiffness. Spasms, muscle spasms, something called mild peripheral movement. Sorry?
Mild peripheral neuropathy. Define peripheral.
So your central nervous system was your brain and your spinal cord. And then your peripheral nervous system is everything comes off that.
Okay.
So the nerves that come away from your spinal cord and then travel down your arms to your fingers, or come away from your lumbar spine and go down to your legs and your feet. Those nerves are called peripheral nerves. And separate the two, central nervous system. So with the physiotherapy, we can
This is what you look like when I finish.
Right.
This is what we look like at the end of the day.
Nothing will.
You wouldn't like that this if you did it. I'm sure it'd be. I'm sure it'd be a massive dinner. So we can look at strength, your muscle tone, stiffness, mobility, your general posture, your balance, your exercise tolerance, if you've got any pain, and any problems with sensory information. The strength, the physios can give you help and advice on specific exercises. Muscle weakness in your arms and your legs. If you've got muscle weakness there, it can take more energy to walk, and that increases your fatigue. You may need exercises for certain muscles, like your hamstring, your quadriceps, and your calf muscles. We can do strength training using weights or using your own body's weight. We can make a graduated programme which can help prevent fatigue while you're exercising. Muscle tone, so we all look like this. Muscle tone is the muscle's resistance to a slow stretch during its resting state. So if you wet your biceps, there's a tone in the muscles, what you're doing there. That activity as you're relaxing, that's the muscle tone. And that muscle tone helps to maintain the body's posture. If a sudden pull occurs on the muscle, you get an automatic increase in the muscle tension, and that's a reflex. It helps to guard you against danger, helps to guard you against falling over and losing your balance. If the muscle tone is increased though, naturally, so away from the normal level, this can be referred to as spasticity. It may prevent normal movement in the body, so it makes you feel stiff. Muscle stiffness is the increased tone, the resistance in the muscle. And this means that your muscles are slow to relax. Depending on the muscles that are affected, the stiffness can make it difficult to perform delicate movements, the hands and the fingers. It can make large movements difficult. It affects your walking. It can make you tight movements difficult, fine-tuning your walking. If you're stiffer in one muscle, it makes the other muscle much harder to activate. It increases your energy expenditure while you're walking. Stiffness and spasticity in your muscles increases your fatigue because it's harder to move. So the physio can advise you on specific stretches to help you relax that muscle tone. Spasticity. The physio can assess the spasticity and stiffness. Advising the stretches for your lower limbs or your arms. Advise on splints. We've got a couple to show you, but there's absolutely thousands out there. Arch patella straps, arm straightening devices, leg straightening devices, electrical splints, there's loads of different splints, advisory exercises, positioning, 24-hour postural care is absolutely essential if you've got any of this or contractures of your limbs. Medication to help relax your muscles, and botulinum toxin, licensed as Botox, one particular one. Different names. And then your mobility. So weakness and spasticity in the legs can cause difficulty with your mobility and balance. And it can lead to instability when you're walking. It can make, if your hips are difficult to move, that can make walking difficult. Poor mobility in itself makes exercise more difficult, which is a vicious circle, because if you don't exercise, your mobility gets worse. And then you get fatty as well, and then if you get fatty, that's even more difficult to move again. It's really a vicious circle, so it's trying to break the vicious circle for you, or having an influence in that anyway. The physios can assess your walking, your gait, and you need your walking aids, such as a stick, a rollator, as an aid to help you.
So, benefits of exercise. Exercising helps maintain mobility. It improves your fatigue management because you're exercising your muscles as long as you're not overdoing it, so it's that kind of building into your daily routine thing. Reduces the risk of other health problems because you are exercising. Reduces depression because it releases the body's own endorphins, the own painkillers, and you know when you've done some exercise, even though it might be hard work, you generally you always feel better with yourself when you've done some exercise. It increases your fitness and improves your quality of life. And it also maintains muscle activity, it maintains your balance, improves your balance and your stability, it improves your posture, improves your joint range of movement if you're putting all your limbs through that full range, helps you carry out your activities of daily living because you've got better stamina, maintains your functional abilities, we can teach you self-management programs, maintain your cardiovascular fitness just generally through exercising as it would do for anyone. So just improving your overall health and well-being really. So something summary really, there's lots of things we can advise on, not just exercises, so muscle strengthening, muscle stretching. We do a lot of teaching people how to stretch the muscles, how to stretch them correctly, which muscles to stretch, because it depends on which are short and which are lengthened. We can advise on spasticity, we can advise on Botox. advise on all the different splints, and it might be that we work in conjunction with orthotics and do joint assessments and things to get the right splint, because when we send people to orthotics, they'll have only met them that day, whereas it might be somebody that we've known for 3 months, and we'll do a joint assessment because they might suggest something. We'll say, well, actually, they need to be able to do this, and they'll say, well, okay, we'll try this then. So working in conjunction with other people. We can advise you on balance, advise you on walking, advise you on transfers and walking aids. We can advise whether we think something like FES might be suitable for you. We can give you advice on pacing, advice on fatigue, as you said, and core stability exercises, which is sort of one of the things that we tend to give to most people, is core stability exercises. So just key points: get assessed early and get assessed by the MDT if that's available to you in your area. Self-management, so things like trying a diary if you've not tried it, thinking about rest periods, thinking about your exercise, and all the other things as well as exercise, so thinking about your diet, making activities more energy efficient, using the appropriate walking aids, thinking about walking aids. You know, you can have different handles on things to make it easier if you've got pain in your wrist or you find it's very heavy. There's lots of different things that we can change. Aggravating factors, so if there's aggravating factors, tell us what those are. It might be that we can refer onto the appropriate person. It might be a chiropodist, it might be, everybody. Review medication regularly. Quite often people come in and they've got a list of 20 medications that they're on, and you say, why are you on that, why are you on that? They'll say, I don't know. And actually nobody's thought that to review the medication, so I always think, every 6 months or so you get your medication reviewed. Yeah, and see if there is anything that you can just try to come down a little bit. It's quite often people come into us, don't they, and they're on so much Baclofen, for example, and you think, let's just try halving one of the tablets at a certain point of the day, and just trying that and just bring things down actually.
Sorry, tell me again what MDT stands for.
Multidisciplinary team. It's everybody.
You keep professionals working together. It's getting it timely, isn't it? Is one of the big things. We do Botox and you inject the Botox, and we've got this window of opportunity, say, a couple of months to get everything coordinated. And if you've got separate clinics, you end up waiting for orthotics, you say 6 months.
Yeah.
By the time you get your orthotic, which you needed during that 4 months, you've lost your opportunity. It's gone. Or if timing's terrible,
if somebody
you need
needs
it all planning together.
If somebody comes in and has an injection and then they need to go to physio to be taught the stretches wherever they might live in the local area, you can't then get a physio referral for 3 months, so actually the Botox will not apply then. So it's quite key really to having this.
Makes your treatment useless unless it's timed together.
Yeah, so I think everybody's sort of recognising this, and actually it saves money by having 4 people in one room rather than having 4 separate people all over the place.
Doing that thing.
Yes, yeah, very much so. General support. So it goes underneath. Velcro's, obviously this might not be the right size for Hayley, and do the same on the other side. Like that, and then if you turn around that way, and then that just Velcro's there to give you, this one's a bit big for Hayley, just gives you the support there, so you can bring that Velcro up as high as you want to lift your shoulders. If you've got any weakness or instability around your shoulders, these are quite nice splints. And if you've got very rounded posture, you then tend to flex forward a lot, and then it affects your walking, and you've not got a nice upright posture, and you're using more muscles, and you get more fatigue.
You don't go there. It makes you feel a bit more that way.
It keeps your shoulders open.
Quite soft.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. Yeah, they're quite comfortable to wear because it's just neoprene.
And for some people whose arms dangle almost, they've got a gap there. Shoulders somewhat. Just a little bit.
So that's another example of a shoulder brace. This is just one example of, like Hayley's got hundreds of splints that we use to, if people have got contracture in the knee, for example, or their elbow, and they can't straighten their elbow or they can't straighten the knee, we can use these kind of devices that keep keep your knee from bending and keep it in a nice straight position. You can get much longer ones that go all the way down the leg that have got dials on that you can increase the angle by. This is just a very sort of basic one, but you can pass that around and have a little look at that. But that's quite a comfortable one because it's got the fur and things. So that's just something that gives a really a long period rather than sort of us stretching for 10 minutes. It's giving a much longer stretch for somebody. And so when it does the electrical current, your foot lifts up, and then you also have this heel switch, underneath the sole of your shoe, and you put that in your shoe and you connect that up to the other end of the machine and have that running up your trousers. And so then what this switch does, every time you lift your heel up, it sends the electrical current to these pads here. So imagine that's your foot. So when you lift your heel up to walk and you can't lift your foot up, it sends the electrical signal, your foot lifts up and you can step through. And so it only triggers when you lift your heel and it will switch on. So these are really useful devices.
You can have a bit of it.
Are there any of these yet where you don't have to have the cables?
Yes.
Like wireless ones? Because obviously technology is moving on, isn't it?
In the NHS, no. Well, I mean, I don't know. In our area, no. It depends. In other areas, I don't know in the country. There are different companies. The company that made that splint, Octobot, they do a device that goes on a cuff here, and you've still got a wire down to your shoe, just a very small wire. But the box is actually on the cuff that goes round your leg. Another company called Bioness also do the same sort of thing, that just has that one little wire and the cuff and the box. There's another company called, no, not Highgate, that's not too dark. Can't remember, True Life, yeah. They do, again, the cuff with the box, and that is completely wireless, so you can use it with bare feet. You don't need one of these. So that's the only one that's truly wireless. These are the ones that are used in the NHS. Obviously, they all do exactly the same. They're not better in terms of what they give you. They're just the cuff just goes around your leg, and whereas this clips on your belt here.
This is the only manufacturer where you put these electrics on your leg. You have complete flexibility where you put these electrics, so where works best for you.